Good morning, YouTube. First things first. We are here today to do some skirting. So today's video, I'm going to talk to you about the scribes, how to go around pipe work, and I've also got a little tool review coming up. You might have seen this tool review. I may have put the review out, I may not have, but this is like a hands-on, this is what it's like on site, and this is why this tool was perfect for me. I'm not saying it's the best, but I'm saying it ticks all the boxes and it's perfect for me. And it might be perfect for you, but that is up to you. So let's get into this video. I'll see you in the next one. Right then, let's get this bad boy set up. Right then guys, here we go. Drills, handsaw, screws, drill, new Hoover review, the skirting, chop saw, silicone gun, pouch. I think we're good to go. Let's get on with this. Right then guys, the first thing you want to check when it comes to skirting is that the wall is clear. So we have these old nails that we need to get rid of. And this is where our new little DeWalt Hoover is going to come in perfect. If you can't get them with a claw hammer, the next best thing is to probably chop them off. Do not go punching them in. Bend them over, get under there, and somehow pull them out. It'll take you a little while, but I promise you they will come out if you know how to get them out. Just bide your time and don't rush it. We've got some more here. I like my little DeWalt whammy bar, a little, forget what it's called now, I'll insert a clip, but equally I have a framing hammer, which is quite flat on the top, so that allows me to get behind things and gently pull nails out. Right, so sometimes on these jobs, when you pull these out, where the plaster's loose, it will pop. Make sure you've got your claw in there. And then just gently pull them out. It's not nice to dig those big holes, but I promise you, the big thick skirting that you're putting back, it won't affect it too much. That will sail over that. Make sure your claw is on there. See if we can get this one up the back. Right, I think it's time for a grinder. Be super duper careful when you do stuff like this, guys. But if you really can't get on those screws, if you can't get on them nails, then this is the next option. Now let's test out our new tool from DeWalt. Disclaimer, I've purchased this from my own money. It's not a freebie. Then is all I simply do is this. Lovely. All right, one last try. Really doesn't want to play ball, does it? Sort that one out, it's got that under a touch. Let's keep going around the room. Right guys, so I think you get the gist of what I'm doing. I'm denailing all around the walls. This has been the hardest, slowest part around near the radiator pipes. And yeah, I think it's time to get into it now. Let's start getting some skirting on the wall. See you in the next one. Right then guys, so we've just been going around denailing in the hardest part. I think you get the gist of it. The idea is that you remove the nails so that if I drill into the wall, I don't hit a nail and don't start diverting the screw. Because we are screwing this today, we're not going to pin this. So let's get into this. I'll see you in the next one. Apologies there. This 5.3K, this camera likes to trip out and it doesn't enjoy right into this SD card, so I need to think of some future upgrades. We're looking at Sony A7S3s, but it's a lot of money. Right, so cut this. Sorry about that. This camera likes cutting out. And I've broken the mod, which allows that to connect the media. So I now need to start thinking about trimming this down. So I'm thinking of coming on the said line. Let's cut that. Right guys, here we go. Here's another little tip. And this is not a moan, but this is just helping give context. You see that down there? That's the old core. Make sure you remove that. Move that all out of the way. Get this one in. That's that. I'm gonna nip it and slide it that way. Ta-da. Ta-da. There we go. It's looking good. Soft end. Bosh. Let's get some glue and screws on that. Screws and plugs. Little trend pilot. And all we do is we look down the top and just eye up where we want to pinch. And also going to check the other side of the wall for anything. Want some glue, don't we? Let's get some glue. Here we go, let's get some glue on. Starting these tubes is a nightmare. There we go, it's glued. Slip that up under. Soft end of the hammer. Now all I do is I look for where it comes away from the wall and where I'm safe to drill. So let's start here. Let's just wangle it in tight. There we go. I'm going to change this 5 for a 7. Actually, no. Leave that as a 5. I'm going to change the 5 plugs with 5 screws so that properly grips. Just keep a bit of weight on it. Doesn't seem like there's much to grip to there. We'll try. So by putting weight down on it, you're holding it hard down to the floor, trapping your carpet, trapping your laminate flooring, trapping your engineered oak, whatever your flooring is. By pushing the skirting down, you're just ensuring that those boards are not going to move, making a nice, neat joint. As well, it takes out any minor indiscrepancies in the floor. If you didn't have the pipes in the ways, what you could do is you could put a piece of a decent size, not a thin piece because you don't want to damage your moulding, decent sized piece of wood, kneel on it and drill into it. That's how I was taught as an apprentice. One of many ways. There we go, let's got that in there. Wicked. Right then guys, next little part. Oh, and a quick hoover up. Right then, so I'm going to sit this here and using that pencil, I think I might get away with coming in there. But I obviously also need to make sure that I've got enough, so I'm going to come to there and we're going to rip down all of that there. Right then guys, here we go. So you want to work out this external mitre. Let's put that in there and make sure that's pretty in place. Mark the front face, leaving you a line like that. Then lip that one up in there where you think it's going to go, and mark that one like that. Now you should have that X. Make sure that is tight, else this won't work. So there's one mark. And now on this line, I have that mark. So now I know I need to go. Make sense? Right then guys, so even once that's glued, before I go fixing this away, I'm going to pin these corners. And that just stops them blowing apart, falling away. All right, let's glue this one up. There we go, it's gripped. Just need to repeat that now on this side, somewhere in the middle. Just be careful and consider that there could be cables. I mean, I'm ground floor, so I know there won't be, but just in case, we'll avoid that. Brilliant. Wasn't a lot there to fix to. Let's see if I can bite to something. This is the only downside to screws and plugs, guys, is if where you picked a screw doesn't find anything to bond to, you're in trouble. Lucky man, very lucky man. Right, so clear up. Right then guys, so we're nearly out of here and into the clear. We've just got this last little awkward bit under this radiator to do, so. 3 meters, 415 mil. Right then guys, here we go, we've got this in. So, not sure how to finish this one. I'm looking around the back of the radiator and I can quite clearly tuck that away there, but I also don't want to mess anything up. So, let's pull this away. Let's stand that there. Actually, here is how we're gonna do this. You guys see all right? Let's make sure you can see all right. Can you hear me? Yeah, you can hear me. Definitely need to get a new mod for that GoPro. All right, so once we're here, I think we're clear. No, we're not, because we've still got that at the back. And somewhere here, we're going to want to be like 70. Here, yeah, we want to be like 70 as well. Okay, so what are we looking like under here? Oh, we're miles off the wall there. That would, doesn't want to, but it could bend forward. Again, with that, we can come to 80. So let's see if we can join this up. Not sure how to do this. Gosh, right, let's go cut that. Let's give this what we call a test run, a dry fit. Can I flick that up? Probably not. So, can we do that? Yeah, we can do that. Okay, so I want to now get my little bar, squeeze that in there. That's quite a lot off, doesn't it? Can't imagine that's catching anywhere else. I mean, I can imagine there is that one piece here that I see earlier. Yeah, that's gonna hold it up. But other than that, we good. Lettuce and tomato. Get that screw nail out. Oh, there's two of them. There we go. There's the two of them. No, just the one. To any carpenters or DIYers that are obviously not clued up on plumbing, it's not a good idea to start manipulating the radiators about, but however I understand it, I can see there's no pipe clips on what's underneath this radiator. Right then guys, here we go. There's the test fit. I've got a few high and low spots, but I'm going to try and push the skirting down into them. Like I said, I would normally sit a piece of wood, but like in examples like this where the radiator is, it's a little awkward, it's a little difficult to be doing that. So we're going to have to work that out as we go. And then this piece of skirting, because I'm laying it on the floor and then flicking it up, I'm going to put the contact adhesive, the grip fill solvent free, onto the wall itself. So I think earlier the battery died and I was trying to explain, like, look, I don't recommend DIYers or anyone other than a plumber playing around with these radiators, but because I can see that the pipe work under here is loose and when it should be clipped, I'm able to do this. I don't recommend people, if you're not clued up on plumbing, I don't recommend trying to do that yourselves. But if you are brave, feel free to try it. Right then, let's flick this in. So I'm going to get that side up and close. Then using one hand, I'm going to pull that away and just flick this upright. Then I'm going to put that back on its joints. Using my little pry bar, I'm making sure I push that way. Now, we're going to slide this under. We're going to use soft end of our hammer. What do you guys think? Like a glove. Like a glove. All right, let's get this screwed. Let's get this glued, screwed, and fixed. So to make sure that that corner's tight, all I do is use my little DeWalt bar and just gently do that. Don't worry about too much of a gap because you're going to scribe and you can go over that. And then that just keeps that tight. Then pick somewhere where it's just about coming away from the wall. Make your little mark, grab this. Now I've started that in there, but remember to do this. This is a very, very wrecked blunt chisel. I'm just going to lean with all my body weight on that. Hammer. Screw. Start it with your fingers. Tap that in. That may go loose. But look, I'm barely hitting that. Don't aim to knock it all the way in. And she's bit. All right, let's move along. Now then, these bits are the harder bits. As you see, I'm trying to push them down with my chisel in the mould. What am I doing? I want to pilot. You want to kind of, when you pump that in, gauge how deep that's going as to how deep that is, plus the thickness of your skirting. Try and imagine it. Whack that in. Before the raw plug goes all the way in, start that with the fingers. Bosh. And that has held that down to the floor and pulled it back to the wall, gripping that tight. There's no like give and here, guys. You see how loose that radiator is? If that works, if tricks like that work, get a block of wood or something. There's no, you have to do it as I do. If you can pick up on some tricks, like that, perfect. I've got that. Just need to, again, before I knock this in, just wind that in with my fingers and start that. All right, that has gone solid. Look how easy this is to use. Is it the best Hoover in the world? No, but does it serve purpose? That was easy, wasn't it? Right guys, so there we go. I believe now we're out of the hard bit. We've come around all this pipe work. Now it's time for the easy run. Alright then guys, here we go. So now you want to learn how to do these internal scribes. Watch this. Lay the chop saw on a 45. Now that you've cut your 45, highlight this edge. You may be able to do this by eye, but I would just recommend as a DIYer that you highlight that white line edge. Using a coping saw, follow that pattern. And put a back angle on it. What do I mean by back angle? By back angle is what I mean is don't cut at 90 degrees, cut slightly off, just 15 degrees off. And then that way the material behind where you're cutting is back from the front edge. Does that make sense? Get that on something solid. Start at 90 degrees. Very gently. All I have is my index. Is that my index finger? my second. This finger on the top there. put the coping saw away. Normal saws are for cutting straight lines, coping saws are for cutting bends and angles. Don't ever try and cut this straight edge with a coping saw. Apprentices, DIYers, I repeat, don't ever try and use a coping saw to cut that straight edge. Yeah, you might be skilled, you might be able to do it, but this will do it so much easier. It's what it's designed for. Again, start square, and I turn mine into an Australian saw. Here in the UK we dial 999, in Australia we dial 666. See how I've got that back angle? Only very slightly. Now get yourself an offcut and test fit. Perfect in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If I get any better, guys, I'm going to have to start charging. But hold up, that is not it. So when we go into our room, we obviously aim to have this piece as square and upright as possible. But it might be like that. It might leave you with a little gap. So this is what we do. See that? What did I tell you? So we can try and push that bottom in. But if that doesn't work, I like these thicker pencils. So what I do is this. Now then with these, this is what I like to do. Ta-da! Now we're somewhere closer. Obviously 4x2, 3x2 would be better. Keep your weight on that. Oh no, bad habits. He's using that expensive Makita hammer. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Same again. Listen up, social media, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Keeping your skirting flush to the floor. When the floor is slightly wavy, if it's massively wavy, you've got to scribe it. But if it's just a little bit of an indiscrepancy, here's what we do. Put your weight on that. Take your drill. Raw plug, screw. Just get that screw started by hand so that it's located in the raw plug. Right then guys, so yeah, we're on the two last little bits. What I'm trying to do now, just determine, so 3, 6, 30. There we go, there's that. Cut this quickly. Here we go. Moment of tooth. Pop it in there. Bosh. Bosh. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Right, there's that. Glue it up. Screw it up. Don't it up. Oh no. Need a new tube. In there. Bump, 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 bump it up. Squiggle, squiggle. Why do we go like that? Just because then that covers high and low. I should really be putting 2 screws in, top and bottom, but because I know I'm pulling to a very solid concrete wall or blockwork wall, sand and set, sand and skim, I nicely know that wherever I put a screw in this and pull to the wall's gonna bend the wood before it changes where this fixes. So, and it's more holes to fill nicely. That's not me being lazy, it's just me being experienced, being smart. So I would definitely recommend doing 2, but when it comes to stuff like this, I know I'm able to get away with it. If it was bigger, taller skirting, then yeah, I would definitely be putting 2 in. Right, where's that offcut? Get this corner in. Watch out for where your plugs are. Don't go and scuff it now.